I'm finding this merging over, this transitioning, whatever you want to call it, from ESA to Universal Credit about as clear as bloody mud, I tell you. Thick mud at that. They'll send a letter to say that this is ending, and then you think, right, not getting a payment of some sort, and then you end up with a little payment going into the bank, and like, what the fuck? So you think, right, that's the end of that. I'm going to start on this now. And then I've had a statement which has come through. It's my first statement, which says, I'm going to get £40. So I don't understand. And that will be on the 14th. And then 2 weeks later, I get another £40. I don't know where the rest of the money is. I am really baffled. I hate form filling in, and I hate waiting on letters to come through to confirm, because then they write it in a way that just completely messes with your head and gives your head a complete wobble. And I know that I've had like an advance thing, which they're taking the money back out of that. It's like a repayment thing, which I understand. But it's like, where's the rest of it? And it's, it goes from being called, you think, right, okay, it's not going to be called ESA, it's going to be called Universal Credit. But the last payment that I had said EESA, which I'm like, what? I need somebody to explain it to me. I've put that in the journal that you have to do online, and I find it really bizarre. If someone was, over the phone to me, right, this is what's going to happen. This is what payment you're going to get on this date. This is the date you're going to get for this payment. It's as confusing as anything. I've gone on support groups on Facebook, and there are people all over the place that are equally as stressed because they don't understand what's being put to them, and then it sends your anxiety through a complete 360 degrees, and you become really stressed because you think, what am I supposed to live off? With the payment that I got given as like an advance payment, it's like, right, I thought, right, okay, so I got my gas electric out the way, then I had council tax, which was just completely to pay, so it should have been like £40, but instead some guy in an office didn't send me a revised schedule, because it was at the same time that something else was going out and I got delayed in payments. And so the guy never sent it me out when he should have done with a revised schedule. And I ended up having to pay £150 on top of. And then there was also, because my Universal Credit is kicking in and my council tax benefit was stopped because my ESA was finishing, I had to pay a full month without any help whatsoever. So that was took out of that money. And then I'm left really confused as to what it should have been. And then a lady that I spoke to in the offices, she says, oh, you need to reapply for your, the help side of things for your council tax. Because I was querying the amount that was to be paid. And then she says you need to wait for a revised statement online, your first statement from your Universal Credit, and then you can reapply then for your council tax help. And then you might be able to get some of that money back that you actually shouldn't have paid in the first place. But we'll have to see. And there's no guarantee it'll be a yes. And so that was another head fuck in itself. So anyway, statement pops onto my journal area for my universal credit. I can't work out the form, but I managed to screenshot everything on this statement. And then I come to filling in the form for the council tax help. Can't work it out for love nor money. It's really confusing. And I just thought, right, I'm going to have to phone up Monday for some help because I fill in this form in because I don't want to fill it in wrong. So yeah, oh my god, it is so confusing. So tomorrow I've got to phone up the officers to ask someone if I can go in and I can get someone to help me fill this form in online with what I've got, basically, because I don't understand it. And they don't write it in simple terms, and it's all complicated, and it's all, the more your anxiety starts to rise, the more you can't see the wood for the trees of what they're actually asking you. And if it's £40 until my next lot of money goes in, that's a long time to wait until then, but I can somehow make things work. Because when my money I was given like an advanced bit of help. I did get some of the cats some of their food, so it's like I've got some put by. I paid my care persons all up to date. My cleaner was sorted out. I didn't have a week where I struggled to pay, and then paid double the following. I treated myself to a couple of plants, whoop-de-doo, it's not like as if I went and bought like millions of takeaways or something. I literally bought one takeaway, a McPlant, and and then I was going into Tesco's. I bought some bits in to keep my freezer afloat. So I felt like I'd accomplished things, but also I'd treated me to a couple of things, because you've got to be able to treat yourself as cheaply as possible, and you're not, it's hard to explain it. But you feel like you're getting somewhere. And and I just thought, I feel like I've come out of a black hole for worrying about money as such, and it's dealt with, and I've got everything paid. I paid somebody to come and get rid of my old mattress, a whole heap of cardboard that was in my bedroom, a base of my son's computer chair that he had broken. There was also a jewellery cabinet that was disintegrating. The cats had decided to jump on it thinking it was something they could stand on, and it went flying over. And so the base of it snapped and the lock broke, and it was made do for a while. But it needed to go, and I'll get a new one when I can afford to sort it out. But I paid for those to go away. I've paid for my car to have extra fuel put in it, so I've got fuel sitting in there for when I need to go anywhere. And then it had its MOT, so it had to go quite a distance to be sorted out for that. I've not done stupid things with it. I've done what I've needed to do. Necessities, essentials. a couple of treats for myself. And I mean like treats as in like things that were reduced in price or on flash sale, you know, things that were sort of as cheaply as possible. And that's what I did. But at the minute I'm sat surrounded by paperwork because I thought I'm going to have a look at it. I literally burst into tears with stress from this last night. I couldn't make hide nor hair of one section of this online form. I didn't know if I was filling it in right or not. And I just thought, you know what? Wait till Monday, phone them up, speak to somebody and see if you can go in and speak, you know, see somebody face to face rather than online, because I struggle with my hearing. And yeah, so I did that. And then I've basically, I mean, I've got everything on my phone, on my calendar. I'd misjudged a week. So my PIP doesn't get paid until the week after. And then I've got my car money that comes out of that. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna, that stresses me out at the minute. I'm waiting on my PIP renewal to be sort of looked at and sorted out there as well. But what I do is, I mean, I've got, without watching, I don't show my address. I've got myself a little notebook, and this is what I do, is I go online, I go on here, and I basically write down, break it all down, whatever money goes into the bank, what I'm due to get, and then what bill needs to be taken out of that money. And it's going to take a bit of time for me to get into the zone of this again. But that's what I do. And then I write down, so every payment that's due to come out, say when my ESA money goes in, I then work out, right, okay, that money's got to come out of that, that's got to come out of that, that's got to be paid for out of this, that and the other. And I just pay it off in sections. And that's what I do. And I can see then, and I tick it off as I go. The minute I'm sort of guessing what's going to be paid where. I mean, I've got my basics that are paid in as normal. Oh dear. I've got my basics to be paid in as normal. So my industrial injuries money for my knee incident. My universal, my PIP money. Industrial injuries, my PIP money are standard at the moment of what I normally get. I've got my son pays me a bit of board, so I've got that to take into consideration for next week. I was taking Peaches to the vets to have her first injections, but I think the sensiblest thing to do at the moment, until I know what payments go in where, I think I'm going to phone up tomorrow the vets, cancel the appointment and just say that I want to get her in, obviously, for her first injections as soon as possible. I mean, she's 6 months and she's not had them, but then she's had to have her surgeries and then all her checkups to do with that. And then I've recently sorted out her first flea wormer, so she's had that sorted out. From me anyway, from where she was before. I don't know what they gave her. They said, oh, they didn't give her anything. But I don't know. I can't take that on face value. So I think the sensiblest thing to do, until I know a pattern of what money goes in where, because I can't work it out for love nor money at the moment. It's so stressful. My head is really sort of stressed with trying to work out, abbreviations and letters that just do not seem to answer my questions when I've looked at them 1,001 times. I think I'm going to cancel her appointment and just say that I'm going to reschedule it. Give me a couple of weeks to be able to work out what money goes in where, so then at least I know that money is due in on that date, and I can comfortably have a rhythm of money going in. Once I've got my head round it, I'll rebook, because otherwise I don't want to turn up and be told one amount of money at the desk and I haven't got that sitting there in the bank, and I don't know what I can do to sort of remedy it. I know that they've done it with me before, where they've said to me, phone up next week and make the payment then. They're lovely. They've been really, really great with me and short, when I've been short. But I don't want to go through that all the while. So that's what I'm going to do. I'd love to know from people who are going through this change from ESA to Universal Credit. Do you understand it? Are you finding it hard as well? I've gone on groups and people seem to be in the exact same, mindset as me. They're really stressed. They don't understand it. They don't understand where they're being laughed at. I know sometimes once you've talked to somebody, they tell you the answers and you feel less stressed. But at the minute, I'm still waiting to know answers to a few things. So it is a panic. And I am worrying that I'm going to end up with no money, and, it's going to be a long few weeks until it gets established in my bank. Once I start to see a rhythm of what money goes in where, I just want them to be able to basically give me a proper breakdown before I have a breakdown. It's like at the minute I'm paying little bits here and there, because I've gone from EE on my broadband to this BT Talk, which actually is so much better, because the last one I was ready to throw the hub out through the window. It just kept stopping and starting all the time, whereas this one is so much better. The internet just doesn't seem to be messed up at all. So it's like final bills and another final bill and another final bill. And then Tuesday I've got a final bill altogether, and then that's it. I'm done with them. I'm going to delete the payment thing so they can't take any more, because then they've said that's it, money taken. I've got the hub thing, the old one, to send back. I mean, none of the letters that have come, they haven't said anything about billing me if I don't receive it. But then I've had this bag that appeared, and I found where my cleaner put the internet hub thing. I was like, where the fuck has she put it? I looked everywhere, couldn't find it. And then the other day I was sort of sat on my chair and I thought, I wonder, is it there? And it was on the bottom shelf, tucked away. So I've chucked it in this bag, in a box, and I'm just throwing it in. I'm just going to take it to the post office tomorrow and get that out of the way. I tell you, I feel so stressed. I'm just frightened of getting things written down wrong. And when it's all new, it's quite scary, because you don't want to be sort of without money and struggling, and, and other things to get for me that are disability bits and pieces that aren't cheap to buy. But anyhow, I thought I'd do another video showing just showing this change of whole thing, and how it's sort of, you know, I think, well, somebody else out there is going to be feeling exactly the same. Really stressed, really worried, panicking that they're doing the wrong thing on the form, worrying where the next payment's going to come from. So, yeah. Anyhow, I'll do another one soon on this new saga and see what's what. And then I also need to get in contact with housing and see when they're coming out to do my floor. I'm taking up this vinyl that doesn't suit my chair and any final bits that need doing, and then they can fuck off. I'll be glad to see the back of these builders. And also, it's like the door, I'm left with a wooden door frame, but they haven't been painted. So I'm hoping they're going to be painted soon. And then that's it, then they can fuck off. I can't wait to start buying paint and paper and getting this hallway decorated. It's going to look fabulous when it's done. But just for now, I just feel so bloody stressed out with the whole thing. And then I'm waiting on my PIP renewal result. So I'm hoping won't be too long a wait on that either. And as soon as I find out, I'll let you know how I got on. But it's just like one thing after a bloody another at the minute of stress. And then that doesn't help my health and it doesn't help my skin. And I will just be so glad when everything is like sorted, finished, tick, tick, tick. And then I've got to get the car updated. I need to get a new car sorted out. And I need to have a look and see what things I need. So yeah, it's a watch this space. Right, I've rambled long enough, but I thought I'd just fill you in on how I'm doing. Oh dear, I know, it's shit, isn't it? Anyway, love and leave and all that. Catch you later, bye.